Do you know how money keeps moving in an economy? Why does your spending become someone else's income? And how does this process never stop? Welcome back, students. In today's video, we'll learn about the circular flow of income, one of the most important topics in Class 12 Macroeconomics. If you haven't watched our first video on macroeconomics basics, check it out after this one. And yes, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're serious about scoring full marks in economics. Meaning of circular flow of income. So, what is the circular flow of income? It simply refers to the continuous cycle of income generation, distribution, and spending between households and firms. Here's how it works. Firms produce goods and services using factors of production, like land, labor, capital, and enterprise, supplied by households. In return, firms pay incomes to households in the form of wages, rent, interest, and profit. The households then spend this income to buy goods and services produced by firms. And this process keeps repeating, forming a circular chain. Hence, it is called the circular flow of income. If this makes sense so far, give this video a like right now. It really helps support this channel. Importance of circular flow of income. Now, why is this circular flow so important? First, it shows how income is generated and distributed in an economy. Second, it helps economists and governments understand the working of the economy. Third, it highlights that one person's spending is another person's income, which keeps the economy active. In simple words, if this flow stops, the economy stops. Quick question for you. Can you think of a real-life example where your spending directly became someone else's income? Comment below. I'll feature the best answer in the next video. 3 phases of circular flow of income. The entire process can be divided into 3 important phases. Let's understand them one by one. 1. Generation phase, production phase. This is the first phase where firms produce goods and services. They use the factors of production provided by households, like land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Simply put, production generates income. 2. Distribution phase, income phase. Once production happens, the firms make factor payments to the households, wages for labor, rent for land, interest for capital, and profit for entrepreneurship. This is the income distribution phase, where the households receive their share for providing factor services. 3. Disposition phase, expenditure phase. Finally comes the most important phase, expenditure. The households spend their income to buy goods and services produced by firms. This spending is called consumption expenditure. And here's the interesting part. This very expenditure of households becomes the income of firms, which again goes back into production. That's why we call it a circular flow, because the process never ends. Recap. So students, let's quickly recap what we learned today. The circular flow of income is a continuous cycle of production, income distribution, and expenditure. It's important because it keeps the economy alive and helps in understanding economic activities. The 3 phases are generation, distribution, and disposition, or expenditure. In the next video, we'll talk about real flow and money flow, and how these 2 types of flows keep the economic cycle moving. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share this with your classmates. See you in the next lesson.